Hi guys, this is Albert Kare, your track announcer from Calcutta. The Calcutta Derby Stakes 2024 Grade 1 sponsored by GSK1 is a little over a day away. Five runners, five very classy runners. They are all claims in their own right and they all have question marks to their claims. So I will start with the five runners. The top runner, that is Destroyer, which is top in the card, and as well as I think the market fancy goes, it's going to be your frontline contender. Destroyer has practically done nothing wrong. Won the Monsoon Derby, the 2000 Guineas, and ran incredibly behind Jamari in the Bangalore Summer Derby. Destroyer, the only question mark which a lot of people will probably have for Destroyer will be its ability to go over 2,400 meters. I had a chat with the trainer, and he thinks Destroyer does go over 2,400 meters. But a point to note, a horse like Longlease, which is perhaps bred for speed, and she has outsmarted everybody else, and the trainer, the jockey, the owners, they took a chance with Longlease over 1,600 meters. She won. They took a chance over the 2,400 meters, and boy, did she win. So Longlease perhaps is an example where a horse, a recent example, a very fresh example, and there have been a lot of examples such horses which have a doses index or a bloodline which doesn't really stay, but they have proven everybody wrong. So I think we can definitely look at Destroyer as a horse, as a steer after the Calcutta Derby, and be a better judge of things. So Destroyer on that ground definitely, I think, is your frontline contender. One more thing, Destroyer. A lot of people are putting question marks on Destroyer's run in the 2000 Guineas, where it seemed like it was the run was coming to an end, and Hornbill, the other runner, was gaining alarmingly. But I think something which trainer Patrick Quinn said about Destroyer's run in the Hyderabad races, he said that the ground was soft and Destroyer doesn't like soft going, and so the race run in the 2000 Guineas was delayed because of rain. And I remember speaking to the jockeys, they said that it was really slightly on the softer side. It was not yet totally dry. So Destroy overcame that condition and won that race. So I think Destroyer 2000 Guineas was more impressive than it was the way it looked or the timing. I think it was a very impressive race. So Destroy definitely your frontline contender in this race. Moving on to Hornbill, I think credit to trainer Aarti Doctor. She's been very adventurous with the Hornbill because it doesn't have a lot of experience. She threw him in the deep end, and he came out with flying colors. He came out and finished on second in the Coles, and he finished on second in the 2000 Guineas. So all credit to her and her owners for putting Hornbill again up for the litmus test. And I think Hornbill, no matter what it does, it definitely can have his head high because he's already achieved much more than uh, most of us would perhaps ask of him. So Hornbill, I think a horse which definitely, if it comes out and wins or comes out and finishes second, it will definitely upset a few apple carts. But I think based on what we have seen from Hornbill today, I think it's needless to say that it's your dark horse of the race. Moving on to next runner, which is Ramiel. Now Ramiel had a very disappointing 2000 Guineas. It was, according to me, was definitely the challenger for Destroyer for that race, but it didn't run up to the mark. It ran a much better Monsoon Derby where it was seen finishing on. And Ramiel, if you look at the breeding, I think I'm no breeding expert, but based on my little understanding of the pedigree, it's an out and out stayer. So I've had a chance to speak to the trainer, the owner, Mr. Jaideep Dattagupta. Both of them are of the opinion that Ramiel will stay till the cows come home. So I think that along with the other horse, which is from Pacey Shop's yard, See the Sun, these are two definite steers in the field. So if it's a very fast run, early pace, then I think these two will perhaps be your front end contender. But if the pace is moderate for whatever reason, I think it will be a very wide open race. So coming back to Ramiel since then has worked well and is in good condition. I think it's going to run a big race here. Moving on to the next runner we have is See the Sun. See the Sun is a winner of 2,400-meter race in Bombay and Pune. It has run an 1,800-meter race in Bombay and won that race. So it's a very decent, and the pedigree tells you that it will definitely stay. See, Umesh doesn't have a lot of experience with races in Calcutta. He has had a few races here, but Calcutta is a very straightforward track. So it has no gradient. It is an absolutely flat track. It just has a very sharp bend and has a very short straight. So if he can be mindful of that, and know when to kick for home, because I think See the Sun will be the front runner. I think I think he would not face much of a difficult task. Fact that he doesn't have much experience in Calcutta. Then we got so See the Sun, and Pesi Shroff's horse today won the Oaks, so we can't really rule out Pesi Shroff no matter where. I remember once upon a time he used to send a runner or two every year for our classics. So last couple of years he's not been doing that, but it's nice to see him sending a horse again. And I'm a big Pesi Shroff fan. I think anybody in Indian racing, you need to be. I'm a big fan of Pesi Shroff, Aslam Kader, as a jockey. Pesi Shroff as both as a jockey and trainer. I remember traveling to Bombay to watch his horse. I think I went to Bombay more because it was a Calcutta horse, Psychic Flame, which was running. After seeing her win the Calcutta Derby, I think I had to go there and watch him. And what a race that was. And Pesi Shroff had to win the race twice, once on the track, once in the steward's room. So apart from that, I think See the Sun definitely will be a lot of people around India, except for maybe in Calcutta. A lot of people will be fancying See the Sun. And moving on to the last runner, I think my favorite jockey, and I think everybody, a lot of leg pulling goes around among my racing officials. That Suraj, I'm a Suraj fan. I'm not ashamed of that. I am a Suraj fan. I think just like I'm a Pacey fan, I'm a Christopher Alford fan, I'm a Suraj fan. I think I'm a Trevor fan as well. I'm a Sandesh fan. I'm a Akshay Kumar fan. So, but then Suraj has been doing this for a long time now, and he's been bringing joys to at least my heart with his rides, especially in the classics. So, Suraj is what? That is, Suraj is right, I should say. Long lease. Long lease. Well, what do I say about Longlease? Longlease has really questioned and challenged all racing knowledge. We thought Longlease was a sprinter. She won the 1,000 guineas. We thought that was the maximum she could go. She came out and proved all of us wrong, and she won the Oaks, the degree of authority. And well, some people will say that the field was a little weak, but I think the way Longlease won, I think even if it was a much stronger field, I think some of the better fillies in the country, I think on that day, they would have struggled to come close to Longlease. And I think that's how impressive I was with the way Longlease won. I think, again, a word of praise for the trainer, Rajesh. He's done a spectacular job with Longlease. He, along with Suraj, they've taken the chance, and they have paid the late fees and the late entries, and they have been proven right. And I think another word of congratulations should be to the owners. They have entrusted the jockey, the trainer, with allowing them to take these decisions, and that's been paying rich dividends in the form of two classics. So I think Longlease, I think it's going to be you can write her off at your peril, but I don't know if she's already run her race, but I think we'll only be wiser after the race. And so it's a very close contest, and it's a very tricky contest. The reason I'll come to the race proper, I think fact that we have two front runners, we know See the Sun likes to go to the front. I know Destroyer likes to go to the front. I don't know whether there will be a pace battle between the two, whether they will cut each other's throat out or one will sit off. And in case, let's say, Destroyer sits back, how will that affect the horse's chances? And what will it do to the rest of the field? I don't know. And if it's both of them decide to not cut each other's throat, and let's say a third horse goes to the front, I don't know who that would be, but it's going to be a very tricky and a very tactical race. So I think one of your more open derbies, 5 horses, but I think all 5 of them run with a chance. So if you were watching this video for 10 minutes to figure out what was my choice and what was my selections, I don't have a selection in this race. I would be ecstatic no matter who wins. And if you hear me doing the interviews after the race, I think I'll be equally, because it will have to be a big horse, a great horse to come out and win this race. And I think we have 5 very good horses running in this race. So if you're coming to Calcutta, do come up and say hi. I will be happy to say hello. And if you're not, watch our races on YouTube, our channel, or on our betting app, which is betindiaraces.com. And I hope you have a great time with our Grade 1, the GSK1 Calcutta Derby Stakes 2021 24. So take care.